Yeah.
Hey, of course.
I am here on Miguel Sanchez. It's a custody case. Just wanted to approach regarding bail.
So hi.
He's only deferred on the felony case. He is back there.
Hey guys, Deputy, do you mind bringing someone out? Miguel Sanchez. Hi. Davida, how are you?
A $25,000 bond for a misdemeanor assault? That's wild. Most cap at $5,000 unless there's a violent history or probation violation. Judge already smells trouble, and Sanchez's smirk just lit a fuse. Spoiler, this won't end well.
Happy Monday. So yeah, he's the burglary with intent to commit another felony. What's the other felony, you know?
I don't.
Let's see, because I don't know.
I think the complaint witness in that case is the same complaint witness in this case.
Oh, it's a Berg Hab.
Judge, it looks like the underlying is assault and second.
That's what, so it was burglary with intent to commit the assault.
So he does go to this felony case on 5/9, Judge. And I just want to approach $25,000 is pretty high. He does not have a job at the moment. He lives with his mother in Cleveland, Texas. The complaining witness.
It's almost part of the problem in the felony case. Good morning, Mr. Sanchez.
Good morning.
How's jail?
It's not good enough.
No.
I'm glad that you find this funny. It's really not.
No,
You know, you're on a deferred for a very serious. Is this a second degree? What is this? You're on deferred for a first degree felony where the minimum is 5 years to 99 years or life. You're on deferred for that type of case, and you've now picked up an assault of a family member. I got to tell you that there are some people in your life that are complete cancer to you. And if you don't cut those people out of your lives, they kill you. You have now been invaded with this type of cancer, and it's going to kill you. If it hasn't already, it's damn near close. Somehow, we have to get the message to you that rules are in place. And you now stand charged with assault of a family member. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do a probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. The reason I have you out now is because I don't know what happened. The only thing I know is that the magistrate put your bond at $25,000, which is typically pretty high for a misdemeanor case. But, you know, everything is about perspective, right? We need to know what happened, your priors, to see how we go forward. Please.
On May 1st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officer responded to a disturbance call. Officer derived made contact with the complaining witness who stated that she got into a physical altercation with the defendant, who is her ex-boyfriend. The complaining witness stated that she locked herself in the room and gave officers permission to enter. Officers then detained the defendant and spoke with the complaining witness, who stated that the defendant and her got into a verbal argument when the defendant pushed her onto the bed and began kicking her legs, causing pain. Officers observed bruises to the complaining witness's legs.
And Mr. Sanchez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause.
Crucial legal turn, visible injuries equals game over for the defense. Even if the victim recants, common in DV cases, those bruises are Exhibit A. Pro tip, cops always document injuries. It's why body cams are the ultimate receipts in court.
Go forward with your case. So he is on deferred for a burglary case where the underlying facts are literally the exact same thing. You know what? I got to tell you, I've been placed in this position, but I have to think that it really sucks to walk on eggshells. Have where you basically are in constant fear. What's going to happen to me today? Is he going to get upset? Is he going to go off on me today? Is something going to happen? Imagine. No one should have to live like that, Mr. Sanchez. It's just not fair. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person, not to be in possession of weapons, have a GPS monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. The monitor is going to tell me exactly where you are at all times. I'm going to tell you now that your bond is at $25,000. If I find that you break any of these conditions, I'm going to make your bond so high you'll have hairs off your beard falling out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or use anything in an intoxicating manner. What's your position on the bond reduction?
Judge, this is going to be opposed. This is the, thank you, Judge, because of the fact that the defense currently on referred, the underlying complaining witness being the same as is in this case. This is also the sixth case, Your Honor, although three of those have been dismissed, where the underlying complaining witness is the exact same as is in this case.
Did you want to say something?
Judge, again, he's indigent. He doesn't have money to afford any type of bond. I believe, looking back in the records on the felony case originally, I think that complaining witness, the same complaining witness here, was saying that nothing happened. There was some miscommunication. Somebody else called the cops. I don't know if they've contacted her on this particular case. But just as far as that's concerned, I know he is on the deferred, but just to give you a little backstory, my understanding, it was no threatening her or harassing behavior as part of the condition of the deferred. He was allowed to contact her. I believe, she's saying X, but she invited him over. He was authorized to be there. And so from that standpoint, just giving a little bit of background on everything, I would be asking for a PR bond, $1,000 PR bond on this case. He does live in Cleveland, Texas. He has told me he will stay away from this individual. He's not working at the moment. He doesn't have any means, manner to afford any other type of bail, Judge.
Do we know if it was a condition of his bond that he wasn't to have contact with her while he was on probation?
I believe it was just no threatening or harassing, but double checking on that. But
It says here among the other allegations that he's
right, and other stuff was, I think there was a whole bunch of fees that he failed to pay, didn't show up to.
testing positive for meth, didn't do the BIP program, didn't do the DDRP program.
Judge, with this complaining witness, it was no threatening or harassment. That was.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
With this complaining witness, there was no threatening or harassment.
Okay. Mr. Sanchez, I'm going to be straight.
This judge isn't just ruling, he's pleading. Deferred adjudication means Sanchez was this close to wiping the felony off his record. Now, one misstep equals 5 to life. Audience question: would you take a plea deal knowing that risk? Sound off below.
You scare me. And it scares me that the last thing I want is another death on our streets. And he's being held at no bond as it is now. So anything that we do would be, I do think that a PR bond is wholly inappropriate. I'm not going to give him a PR bond. I will give you a bond reduction. I'll reduce it to $10,000. Roxanne, a GPS prior to release, cut the cancer out, man. I'm telling you, it's going to kill you at some point. Really, just life is not worth sitting in a 6x9 box for the next 15 years where there's so much fun. The new Switch is coming out, man. I need to play for, but now, really, life's too short, man. Get it, Mr. Sanchez. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, you can sign it.
Come up, Mr. Oates. Mr. Oates, you were charged with harassing communication. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, will be appointed to you, sir. Do you need a cause number?
Yes, Judge.
It's 237-3511. Loud, please.
Judge, on August 29th, 2021, an officer was dispatched for a stalking call. The complainant would say the defendant and she were previously in a dating relationship but had been broken up for about a year at the time. The complainant would say she had to block the defendant's number because he was calling her excessively. On this date, the complaining witness noticed that the defendant's location was close to hers, which freaked her out because the defendant had moved to Oregon. She also stated that the defendant left flowers at her house and had told the defendant about 10 times to leave her alone via text message. The defendant refused to and said that he just wanted to talk to her. The defendant stayed outside the complaining witness's apartment all day and watched her. The defendant took a photo of the apartment and told the complaining witness to come outside. The officers were saying the defendant admitted to calling and texting the complaining witness numerous times. The defendant had sent over 80 text messages, which the complaining witness stated exclusively.
Look, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, not have any contact with this person and not to be possession of weapons. Do you understand? Now, where have you been for the last 4 darn years?
So when I got out of jail, after my posted bail, I went back home to Oregon and I started my life again, and I just gave
It doesn't work like that. Now you go to jail.
And I understand that. See, when I was here, the lady told me, she was like, what are your intentions when you get out after bail? And I was like, I'm leaving. I'm not coming. I'm not going around her. I don't want to
Have an open case, and you can't just take off and go to Abu Dhabi because you want to take the hell off. Start a new life. No, it doesn't work like that. Appoint him a lawyer, please. Take a seat for me in the jury box.
Can I approach Judge? I'm here on Mr. Osis. He's the gentleman that found out he had a warrant and walked in. I am here asking if he would reinstate.
Come up. Sorry. No, sorry. He's been gone for
So
3 years.
if I may, Judge, when he was originally arrested at magistration, the magistrate asked him what his plan was if she let him out. He said his plan was to go back home to Oregon, and she said, good, do that and stay out of trouble.
Are we supposed to take what he says at face value now?
And I just, Judge, he also has had no contact with the police for 4 years because he's had this warrant since 2021.
Did we look? Did you do an?
There's no FBI number, Your Honor. Let me check his state ID.
Do you need it?
I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, but because he had the warrant, if he had contact with the police in Oregon or Georgia or South Carolina, they
Where are you
would.
living now, Mr. Oates?
I live in South Carolina with my 2 best friends. One of my best friends is trying to get me a job with the construction.
Not now, while this case is open.
Well, I know, and that's how I found out about all of this, because I took my drug test and my background check, and they said that they couldn't hire me with an active case. And so as soon as I found that out, I called the court, and I couldn't get through, but I kept calling, and I finally got through. And then your assistant or one of your assistants that said, as soon as I get enough money to travel down there, I will be there. I'll pay my bond, and I will take care of this case. And so as soon as
How old are you?
27, sir.
So what are you doing?
Right now, I work for Dick's Sporting Goods, as in the process of trying to get the job as a construction worker, as a pipe fitter.
Okay, I'll reinstate. And I'll put a monitor on his ankle.
Okay.
You take off again. I'll never do this again. I'm not giving you another PR bond.
May I ask you a question, sir?
Sure.
So I live in South Carolina. Am I allowed to go back? I can give you all the information. So I have to stay in
This
Houston.
case is from 2021. It's now time to take care of it.
Okay.
So I have
You
to
know,
stay.
really. Do you have an offer in this case now?
Not yet, Your Honor. We have spoken to the complainant. Being that it's so old, being he's coming in on a warrant, we can reach out and get a quick reset so we can talk to the complainant again, see where she's at.
And
Go from there.
Judge, we would ask for a 10-day trial setting.
Your Honor, that's just, he's
I mean,
coming on.
I know.
It's his fault that he's gone. I'm not getting the state because of it.
That's unreasonable.
No, right. No. See how many problems it creates?
Yes, sir.
Really,
I do.
You're supposed to live and you sign paperwork reflecting everything. So you need to read every single thing that you sign because there are consequences when you do whatever the hell you want to do. All right. He gets an ankle monitor today. I'm going to reinstate his bond.
Okay.
So I'll give you as much time as you need,
Okay.
whatever you guys, but this case,
We can do a quick setting, Your Honor.
within 30 days, it's player trial. I'm not giving you more than 30 days. So
We'll talk about
you
it.
talk to her.
Yes, sir.
She'll explain everything to you, but
Yes, sir.
this case lives and dies within the next 30 days, meaning you must either accept the plea bargain or I'm setting your case for trial in 30 days.
Yes, sir.
So we'll give him an ankle monitor today, waive all the fees, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with the complaining witness, no going where she lives. And I don't know if he's had any kind of recent contact or not.
We
Right, okay,
will reach out.
all right.
Okay, go have a seat and we'll.
Yes, ma'am.
Ready?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
First, I was going to approach on Galindo.
Okay,
This is the kid that you took into custody. He had tested dirty. I was going to see with a little weekend jail therapy if you would consider reinstating his bond. I'm hoping the DA is going to give him a possible pretrial intervention, and obviously I can't give this kid to do anything if he's in custody. So I'm assuming it's gonna be
You don't have
7.
anything yet? No good offer? It's 130.
I mean, I turned everything in, but yeah, that's,
Submitted something.
I submitted it. It looks like that's where we're going is yes, but he needs to be out on bond to do what they asked him.
So when this case was first filed, I told Greg, I was like, yeah, let's see how he's doing on bond. Let's see how.
Your mom and dad here or anyone here?
She was here. Now you, sir, behind you.
I'm bringing Mr. Galindo. Oh, is it Galindo? Galindo.
Galindo.
My only issue is that we've done this before. We're reinstated as a bond.
I understand, but he's a high school kid. He's going to be missing school. If they do the pretrial intervention, I can't have them do anything in there. If they're going to do some sort of decision-making class, a drug safety course, that type of stuff, they're all online. I need him out. He can't do it.
How do we ensure that he doesn't use anymore?
Well, I mean,
Tell me, what is his schedule now, Mom?
He goes to school, he comes home.
Where's he at school in Madison?
He's in high school, right?
He's at
Is it Katie? Where's it? More. Okay.
I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order him under home confinement, other than school. There are times in life where people are their own worst enemy. That is you. There's no one else to blame. I have already reinstated your bond once, and I told you that I wasn't gonna play this game again, and now you're in jail. Your lawyer and your mom they wanna get you out. But why? You do whatever the hell you want to do, whenever you're going to do it. You just don't care about bond conditions. So why would we do this?
To be honest, like, I give you my word,
Your word is absolute. For me, goes in one ear, goes in out the other ear. You tell me something, I don't believe it for a second, because that's what you told me the last time. And now you're here telling me the same thing. Why on earth?
Explain that to Judge. What do you
Say
want?
that again? What?
I want to study for my CDO so I can do something.
Do you think anyone's going to hire you with weight in your system? They test every single person when you go drive a 15,000-pound car. You get behind the wheel and you have marijuana in your system and you get into an accident, your life is all but over. You'll never be employed again. No one. Because before they even put you in a car, they're going to test you like crazy. And if you test positive for marijuana, you think they're going to let you drive?
No, sir.
I'm not. You're a complete liability.
And Judge, that's part of if they give him the PTI, that's not concrete. You understand? I'm trying to get you what's called a pretrial intervention.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming part of it, and I would encourage part of it to be the drug safety course, learn something out of it, a decision-making course, community service, whatever they may want. And I'm hoping some of the stuff helps him learn from it, educate himself, and so he stops doing this, he can graduate, try to achieve his goals. But I mean, if he's got the criminal conviction, he's sitting in there, it just goes downhill from there. And so I'm trying to get...
Perception is reality. If you look like a thug, people will treat you like a thug. If you speak like a thug, they will treat you like a thug. When your hair is all kind of crazy and you go in half dressed with your pants down to your ankles, do you think you're going to get anything in this life?
Not at all.
Tell me about his schedule now, Mom. What is he doing?
He goes to school.
Okay, every day? What was he doing before we put him in jail? What was he doing? Is he going out with friends? Is he going out on Friday nights, Saturday nights, going out to, what do you mean most of the time? What?
He went to school, then now he's there just for every day, so.
First he was, now
He's
it's...
been going to school since we came back to court. The first time he came to court, he's been going to school. So prior to that, he just didn't have no care for wanting to school or anything like that.
Mr. Galindo,
Yes, sir.
this life really sucks without money. And I cannot tell you the amount of people that we get in here end up in jail because they quit school at the 10th grade, dropped out because they would just rather go out partying, doing whatever they're going to do, just thinking that, I'm going to go get a job and just go work. The more schooling you have in this life, the more money you will make.
Sir.
Ask him how much money he makes. It's a rhetorical question. He probably spent the better part of around 7-8 years in life just in post-high school. And now, homeboy probably makes, $250,000, give or take, I'm betting. Because that's what life is about. He's constantly going to Athens, Greece, Just, that's what life is about. Not living to paycheck, scrummaging just to be able to get freaking groceries. Just, I can't get new tires on my car because I ain't got no money. So, and then I can't get a job because I ain't got no money because I ain't got no tires. This is the shitty part about life, that you skipping school are going to end up. I still have friends that I went to high school with that work at fast food restaurants because they never did anything worthwhile in life. And they look at me like, oh, I'm like, it doesn't come easy. If it was hard, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Now, did we have a GPS monitor on his ankle before? Reluctantly, I'm going to let you out. But the only thing I want from you is to get up, you go to school, and you go back home. You're not allowed out. I don't want you to go out on a Friday night. I don't want you to go out on a Saturday night. I want you to sit home. And I want verification every week that you have attended school and that you have not skipped one class. The next time you skip, so help me, I'm going to light you up. Do you understand me? You ever test positive for anything else again, I promise you, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to let you out again. And I don't give a rat's behind what kind of deal that you have to get him out on, whether he gets dismissed or not. You violate any set conditions, it's over for you.
Yes, sir.
So, GPS prior to release, scram on the other ankle so he's not drinking, school every day. After he gets home from school, 3 o'clock, what time does he get home from school?
I get home at 2:35, sir.
So
I leave school at 2:35 and get home at 2:50.
3 p.m. home, and he stays there. He's not allowed out until the foreseeable future.
Okay.
Okay? That's it. Saturday, Sunday, you stay at home. You're not allowed out.
When do you want the reset wise? Because it's gonna auto generate once you give him the bond. So right.
We can set it off. Well, I'd like to set it off on a weekly basis so that we know he's
Okay,
pending.
and then I can get with the DA
So
and
we'll
kind of,
do, so what's today? Today's Monday. We'll set it for next Monday.
then I'll get with the state, iron out.
Now, back into school, and I want proof that you're actually enrolled and that you're attending faithfully every single day. You cut a class, I'm gonna cut you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Just a down.
Let Greg know. I want to know what it is, and I want to know that he's with you the whole time. He can't go by himself. He can't deviate this, there, that. No. If he's with you, I'm okay with it. But he's got to stay with you the whole time. Okay. When you act like a child, we treat you like a child. And now I have to constantly put you over my knee and spank you like a little child. If that's what we have to do, that's what we'll do. Next time I spank you, it's going to hurt like hell. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm gonna talk to you. If you need to know this, I'm also on Miss Bosenberg. The PD's office is going to take over on that due to the evaluation came back. So I think Lori's taken over, just so you know.
Okay, yeah, just let Vic.
She does, she knows. But I didn't know if you needed to notate.
We still need to speak to.
Yeah, I was just gonna talk to him real quick first. Do you want?
No. Go talk, and then when you're done, we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Judge, can you check the waiting room?
All right, just listen up there. Just gonna tell you.
You speak English, right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Arzola, I'm bringing you out because with us, you're on bond for a terroristic threat. The next day you pick up a criminal mischief, or maybe it's the same transaction, I don't know. All I know is that now you've picked up a felony violation, you picked up a violation protective order with us. And the bond is set at $100,000 on it. I have no idea what happened. We're going to find out. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, you need to hear criminal mischief and just.
VPO, please. If you could be loud.
Yes, Judge. On April 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. Officers arrived and met with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant is his son. Complaining witness was informed that the defendant was causing a disturbance at his shop and wanted him to criminally trespass. Defendant refused to leave and refused to sign a trespass warning given by officer. Officer then found the defendant had an active protective order prohibiting from being at the location.
So this is the terroristic threat, I imagine, had the protective order.
I believe so, Your Honor.
And the court knows, I think the one that ends with 9-2, that one was no PC'd. I think that one's being dismissed or was dismissed, but that leaves open the other 3 cases.
Oh, there was another terrorist threat.
There's 2 terrorist threats. One was no PC'd, and I believe that's being dismissed. And then there's just so the court knows.
Yes, I realize they're all basically within the same, so what happened on the terroristic threat and the mischief, I guess?
On the mischief, Judge, on April 28, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers met with the complaining witness who said that the defendant is his son. Complaining witness said the defendant struck several vehicles with metal pipe, breaking the taillight left panel and damaging the front hood of the vehicle. The defendant then started arguing.
Is there any evidence?
And gestured a handgun and acted like he was discharging it. That's on.
Terroristic threat.
He what?
That is
Can you read that again?
correct, Your Honor.
He acted like he had a handgun. Did I hear that?
And acted like he discharged it.
So a imaginary gun is a terroristic threat? Like a pew-pew?
It says, did then there unlawfully threaten to commit an offense, namely murder, upon a member of the defendant's family, namely Jesse James Arizola Sr., hereinafter called the complainant with intent to place the complainant in fear of imminent serious bodily injury.
I have a little more, Judge. Too.
Okay.
Sorry. The defendant, used his right-handed gesture, a handgun, acting like he discharged on him while stating that he was going to kill him and all of his family members.
Oh, something.
I just got it, Your Honor, so I need to look at everything. I haven't seen anything yet.
Mr. Arizola, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I can't give you a PR bond, man. Just, you scare me. The last thing I want is I don't want you to go back, and I don't want you to do something that you will eternally regret. It's mom and dad, man, you know? Look at me. What's going on with you?
I filed some paperwork, Your Honor. Just say no.
What I'm going to do now, Mr. Arzola, I'm going to have you speak to some people because we need to figure out how to go forward. I don't know. Just don't go back over there. Do you understand? I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do, I'm putting a monitor on your ankle and I don't want you to go back over there. I'll obviously give you a bond reduction on 100,000. I think it's a little excessive, but I'm going to revoke his PR bonds. He was on a PR bond. I'm assuming he was on a PR bond and went back. Is that right? Because the first offenses happened on the 28th. Now the VPO.
And so the VPO
has been assigned to DVD or.
Right. So 2 days later it goes back, and so that's why.
So it's not going to be theirs, but I don't know who the DVD prosecutor is.
Can you get all the
They're going to share everything they have with me, yes, sir. Can take a
the
little time.
police badge numbers and the police that were there
Yep.
that arrived?
It'll be in the report once I
It'll be
get
in the report. Everything.
And can we go to trial?
We sure can, but it's one step at a time, okay? We're not there yet, but we can go to trial if that's what you like.
Mr. Arzola, the only other thing I'm going to ask you is that I don't know if you're taking anything, some kind of illegal substances,
Drug free?
but, you know, are you supposed to be taking anything?
No, I'm drug free.
No. Are you supposed to be taking
No.
anything? Have you talked to a doctor or they've prescribed you anything? Because we can have you also talk to a doctor too to see if
I'm
there's
not
something to be taking. I don't know. I'm trying to just
concerned about anything like that.
help you out so that you don't pick up a whole case. That's it. So look, I'll let you talk to Greg. You guys figure out how we go forward. So I'll set the bond at 5,003 on the VPO.
Yeah.
I want you to understand something, Mr. Arzola. I'm issuing a protective order now on the violation case. If you violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond until these cases are over with. Do you understand? The only thing I'm asking you to do is don't have contact with your dad. Don't go over
Criminal
there.
charges?
Their
Exactly.
charges are terroristic threat of a family member, criminal mischief, and violation of a protective order.
And what I want to say is that the so-called claiming police trespassed on my property. So I'm trying to say that those charges are bogus. All those charges.
Noted.
Well, look, the evidence is going to point to whose side is correct. I don't know. We weren't there. But it'll take time to get the evidence. There'll be body cams. And when we get everything, we're going to show it to you so you can see what happened as well. Okay? Hold on.
So the one is 5,003, Your Honor. So what are the other two bonds?
So hold on. Can you file, a protective order has not even been filed on the VPO. Can you file it so that we can do it?
Yes, Your Honor. We can, we'll have, Sebastian.
So what I'm doing is I'm now entering an order, Mr. Arzola, that identifies Mr. Arzola Senior as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section. We will, but I have,
I feel that what you're saying is really irrelevant because the impersonating police officers that trespassed on my property gave me bogus charges. So the police that arrested me,
I know.
I want to go to trial.
We're gonna go to trial, but we're not there yet,
let me
okay?
do this one last thing though. I need you to listen real quick, Mr. Arzola. The protective order says that you cannot go within 200 feet of where your dad lives, where your dad works. You cannot be in possession of any of the weapons. You cannot communicate with this person in a
I'm
threatening.
mentioning that I'm not concerned.
Should be.
This just says you can't go there. We'll talk about everything else in trial.
Just want to explain.
If my parents didn't write any police report or sign any paperwork, I'm not concerned what is being said.
I'll have Greg reach out to your folks to figure out what they say. You cannot stalk your parents. You cannot be in possession of a firearm or use anyone else to communicate a threat or harassing behavior to your father. All right, we're going to have him sign everything, Greg. We'll sign your motion. And then,
Well, I want to go to trial and I want to be appointed a new lawyer, a court-appointed lawyer.
just raise it up by $1.
Okay. So that makes it what?
1,001.
1,001 delegate, okay.
Okay. All right, Mr. Arzola, we're going to have you sign these documents. After that, we'll have you go.
I want a new court-appointed attorney.
You just met him. Okay. But we need him to sign stuff, okay? GPS prior to release, no drugs, no alcohol. Hey, what's he got in his fingers there? He grabbed something.
You said that, man.
Roaches, yeah. So I just signed on, Judge, over the
Where's he
weekend.
been for the last 4 years?
Están en diferentes lugares.
Different places.
Porque trabajo
Just, Mr. Roches, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. This case is 1,296 days old. We set cases for trial at 180 days. Just to give you a little perspective, we are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. An officer is dispatched with traffic hazard and may contact the will witness, another HPD officer who found the defendant asleep on the wheel, car turned on a public roadway. There was a bottle of Jose Cuervo in the defendant's pocket and an open bottle of beer in the vehicle. The defendant had bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant was drinking 5 beers before driving. Serious sobriety tests were conducted, and the defendant, longboard officer witness 606 on the HGN, 4 on the walk and turn, and 0 to 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant consented to breath that came back at .116 and .122.
Mr. Roche, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his NCIC, see what he's been up to and what kind of, if anything, criminal cases he has picked up?
Yes, Judge. Judge, I don't have any cases charged in between this
Entonces no tiene más casos por medio de este.
So you pull up and system
No case.
Más casos.
license?
He doesn't have one.
Mr. Roche, I want you to understand something, that I take the protection of my public the utmost serious. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're a small farm animal. You endanger my public. It's really not going to go well for you. You do not have a license. You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. The promise you're going to make that you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? The worst possible thing you can do is drive in violation of this court order. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission, you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with. and then you get shipped off to immigration. On your ankle, I'm now going to put a GPS monitor so I know where you are at all times. You will get it on today. Due to the age of your case, I will give you 30 days for you and your lawyer to meet to discuss what you want to do. At the end of the 30 days, you must accept the plea bargain from the state, or we will set your case for trial. But you get no more time. And I'm going to advise you now that if you ever violate, or if you ever take off on us again, your bond will hit the clouds. Do you understand?
Yes.
You'll pay for the monitor. Is Discovery, what do you have on Discovery? Joe, this case is 1,300 days old. I'm not giving resets. If he's actually going to apply to try to get into the program, he's got to have everything done within the next 2 weeks. You know, I mean, 30 days is the absolute max for him to get everything done.
Is there no schedule? Let's hear
Just, well, I don't know. They're denying more than I've ever seen before. And because he's absconded 4 years, I don't know how that's going to play into it. So
I don't think we need a mitigation. It's going to come directly from the DA. Because he's under, it was a .112, is that correct? And then it's asleep at the wheel.
I don't know. I'm just saying I've seen more denials now than I've ever seen. So before you do that and he has to shell out $300, I would apply first to see if they grant an entry. Discovery complete? Great. So if you can release everything so they have it today, Mr. Roche, we'll give you 30 days. Be ready. You must appear at the next setting. Thanks, Joe.
I need you.